Welcome to Sportlink, an international sport show that showcases Gambian and international sport news. We keep you updated with the latest sport news and reviews. Stay tuned as we bring to you the various sporting activities and events in the Gambia. Do join us as we celebrate sport personalities and achievement in the Gambian sport arena. This week's Suma legend is the president of Real de Banjul, Willie Abraham, a household name in the football fraternity. He has contributed immensely to the development of football in the Gambia. Our reporter Modlamin Buyai had an exclusive interview with him in his office at Senegambia.
Welcome to the program First Things First. Tell us a little bit history about your club, Real de Banjul.
Thank you very much, Modu. A brief history. Yes, Real de Banjul was founded in 1966-67. Actually, we'll be celebrating 50 years next year. It's the oldest club in Gambia and the most supported club in Gambia. Real de Banjul started as Real de Batos. Maybe a lot of people already know that. And also, for those who don't know, we have a brief history about the club on our website, realdebanjul.gm. It was a group of students who came together and started this club, which became so big now in Gambia and became so successful.
Okay, the club right now is a household name in the Gambia. Where do you think the club got all this success from?
This is a club that has been highly supported by Gambians living in Gambia and abroad. And Real de Banjul believes in hard work. Since when I was a little kid, the trainers in the club, the people who manage the club, everybody was hardworking until we came in, and we continued this hard work to make sure that Real de Banjul is the biggest club in Gambia, and also maybe one day we will see it as also one of the biggest clubs in Africa.
Okay, that says it all. Real de Banjul has for the past 2 years marketed more than 7 players. Can you take us through? This
morning I had another bitter argument with a fan in Banjul about our players that are going. He said, why not keep the players so that the club can become bigger? I said, the only revenue the club is getting is from players that we are taking abroad. We really explore all markets. We're not only limited to sending our players to Europe. I mean, we've sent players before to the US. We've sent players to everywhere. So we want to sell players everywhere, not only to Europe, everywhere. Okay, and out of all the players you've sold in the past, which one would you say has been the best so far? The best player so far... more income for the club. The best player that has generated more income for the club so far is Ibrahim Bojang, who we transferred to Saint-Etienne. In France. Ibu Bojang, when we transferred him to Saint-Etienne, he was very, very hot. He was the hottest kid in Africa. We had about 11 to 12 top clubs that were after him to sign him. So he was a good product of the club and a good product of Gambia also. How easy do you think it is to transfer a player from your club, Real de Banjul, to another team outside of the country? It's not easy. We do a lot of marketing. We capture our players on video. And we do a lot of international marketing. We work with a lot of scouts who we try to have to try and make them have confidence in us, to believe in what we tell them about our players. And thank God for that. It has been very fruitful for the club. Whenever we sell a player to a scout, he always believes in what we say and believes in us to give the player the chance to go for trials. Well, we can basically hope and pray. Anyway, my next question will be, your club is in the CAF Champions League qualifiers, and you nearly created a shocker in African football by nearly beating the continent's best, if not for their equalizer. What has been the secret to that 1-0 draw with ES Setif? Hard work. I told you, we believe in hard work. We have a young team, and the team has a lot of confidence. And this confidence, we put it into the technicians, and the technicians filter it down to the players. The quality of players that we have, I've always said it on my interviews that Gambian players are top in the sub-region. We showed it against the Barrack Controllers. We showed it against Setif of Algeria, who are the African champions, who are the Super Cup champions. We could have beaten them 3-0 in the first half. It was shocking for everybody who came to watch that game. We outplayed them for 60 minutes. And we are still working hard. We are still working very hard. And we fly out of Gambia very soon. And we are well prepared to go for the best.
And how are you preparing for the return leg of the competition? And can you tell us what result do you foresee in Setif?
Obviously, Modu, we want to come back and get ready for the next level.
You think it will be easy?
It will not be easy because playing against the North African teams is always extremely difficult. So we're going to Algeria to play football. We're not going to Algeria to say we try and score a goal and defend. We want to go and play football and let the whole world see Real de Banjul and know that what they've been hearing about the game here in Gambia is actually the truth. We have talents and we have good players.
Your club is one of those that basically nurture young players, and as you said, it's a very good team, very young and very talented. Who will you say are currently the top 5 players in your team?
I will say who the fans always say that they are the top 5 players. I would say the fans always talk about Alajiba, they talk about Famara Jaju, they talk about Ablai Jallo, they talk about Ibu Sanyang. Maybe that's 4 or 5. I mean, that's 4. Maybe also Yankuba Jaju. I mean, he's a very lucky striker because he has been in the club for 2 years and has never played. And this year he has been scoring on almost every league game. And even in international against Liberia, he also scored, which is good.
And the final question on the Suma Legend segment will be, where do you foresee the future of the club in the next 2 to 5 years?
I think I said that earlier, that we want Real de Banjul to be one of the biggest clubs in Africa. I used to say this years ago, but maybe it was not said on camera, that we want to be on the same level as Setif. We want to be on the same level as Raja Casablanca, other big clubs in Africa. Why not? Gambia is a small nation. Gambia is a footballing nation. Everybody loves football. You see around the streets, everybody is kicking a ball. I used to kick a ball when I was a little kid on the streets in Banjul. And why not? Why not? We can see our clubs on high competitions, competing with other African clubs.
Thank you very much, President of Real de Banjul, Mr. Willie Abraham.
Thank you very much, Muru. Pele. Messi. France. England. Discipline. Alex Ferguson. Chelsea, Barcelona. Real de Banjul, Setif. Maradona. Why not? Benachin.
Thank you for watching Suma Legend. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for next week's Suma Legend.
My name is William Abraham. I'm the president of Real de Banjul. Please keep watching Sports Link, originally from the Gambia.
This week's sporting highlight is the Gambia's return to the international football arena. The Scorpions marked their return after an 18-month absence in a victorious fashion, with a 1-0 win over a much-fancied Mauritanian side dominated by internationally based players. The Gambian contingent, made up of locally based players, started the match lively and dominated proceedings in the first half. Their efforts were rewarded with a brilliantly taken goal by Ibu Conte after receiving a wonderful pass from Mustafa Njai in the 22nd minute. The second half saw the Scorpions shifting a gear down, which allowed Le Mourabitoons to come into the match. Their gallant efforts proved fertile as they faced an indomitable obstacle in the form of Christopher Allen. The Gambian shot stopper deserves to be applauded as he made several fantastic saves when a goal looked a certainty. The game, which was played at the Independent Sports Stadium, was graced by several dignitaries within the sports fraternity. After the match, the team coach, Peter Bono Johnson, and the team captain, Modu Jata, were in a bullish mood at the press conference, and this is what they had to say.
Yeah, this is a new team that we are building. We were in the wilderness for almost 18 months, and when you are building a team, the first thing you teach them is how to defend. Attack will come naturally. So we always lack discipline in defending, and so we are trying to correct that. That's why you did not see a lot of fluidity going forward this time of play we normally do, because it's a team. We are building a team. If you look at the Mauritanian team, it's a complete team. They have been together for very long. Possession, they are good at. So we had our game plan and make sure we take it stage after stage. This team is just only 8 days old. So we are building a team, so we are taking it stage after stage. We are not fast-tracking anything.
Well, all I can say, I'm happy to play for my country, first of all, because being in the Gambia and playing for a country, getting 2 caps, it's a moral boost for me. So I think we played good. I played good, so yeah. Yeah, as my coach said, it's a new team. We just have trained for almost 1 week plus, so I think we did well by winning the game. The Mauritanians have been together for almost a long period. They were here last time, they beat us, so today playing with a team that has just been training for almost 8 days in it, it's a moral boost for me, for the team.
The Sports Link team was also on the ground to cover the Sport for Health event that took place at the Serekunda West Mini Stadium. The Sport for Health is a 3-day sporting event that brought together active though unlikely participants from government, parastatals, NGOs, and the private sector, among others.
Welcome to Sports for Health 2015, and this is a breakdown of the activities from the 27th to the 29th of March 2015. It is an annual event organized by the Minister of Health and Social Welfare together with the Minister of Youth and Sports. For this year, it is part of Gambia's Golden Jubilee, as Gambia is celebrating 50 years of nationhood. For that reason, on the March Pass, which started at the Gal Petrol Station on Friday, the Vice President of the Republic of the Gambia, Dr. Ajay Situnjai, was there present with other honorable ministers who graced the occasion. And here we are today to witness different finals from the talk of volleyball, athletics, and the football.
Okay, on today's edition, I have here with me Marshall Mendy. We will leave Marshall Mendy to introduce himself, to tell us who he is. Who are you?
Thank you so much for having me in this interview. My name is Marshall Mendy, like you rightly mentioned. I am the Executive Director of the Gambia National Sports Council and also the Vice Chairman of the Organizing Committee of Sport for Health 2015.
Okay, today we are here live at the Serekunda West Mini Stadium where we have the Sport for Health going on. Can you tell us what Sport for Health is all about?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think that's quite a very good question. Basically, the idea for Sport for Health is to ensure that we have people who are not actively involved in sports, to be involved in some form of sports, with a view to reducing our medical bills, because we have realized, scientifically, statistics have shown that some of us who are very inactive, pay more bills in terms of medical bills. That is why we thought it wise to come together, the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, so that we can encourage people to be involved in some form of activity with a view to ensuring that they reduce their medical bills.
This is all we have for you on this edition of SportLink. Join us next week for another edition of SportLink. Bye-bye.